Thank you so much, Nahika. I want to thank you all, everybody in this room. As you can see that it was intentional that this was made a small event because I wanted it to be intimate. And if you look at the pyramid, the bottom level, the low, that's where all the bottom people are. And that is where you have more people. But at the top is where you have few people, and those are the people who really make the difference. In this room today, see yourself as one of the difference makers in our community. So I really want to thank you all for being here. For Becky, maybe I should say a little bit about why they got this award. For Becky is one of those few people I always say who have really touched my heart in the community, who I see that her words matches her action. So whenever we are saying something, we need to make sure that our words are matching our actions. That is how we build trust, and that is how we make true difference in our community. And tonight she was surprised by two people in the same community that she's from Anoka County. She didn't know they were going to be here tonight. And I want to thank you, Joan and Carrie, for coming to support Becky tonight here. And I want to thank I want to thank the other people who are in the room. Dr. Oni, thanks for coming, Uncle. Thanks for coming, sir. And Grandpa Jim, I need to go to Grandpa Jim. Most of the time it looks like Grandma is the one we are celebrating, but Grandpa is actually the one doing the work. Really. When you make a product and you advertise it, you put a face there. Even they're using women to advertise cars, even though those who go window shopping for cars are men. So Grandma is the one Grandpa uses to do the advertisement on the outside. But he's the one doing the work. He's doing the heavy lifting work, and in the cold, he's taking Sam to Boy Scout. In the cold, he's working on the cars and talking about how it has to be precise. And I was surprised they brought home the prize twice. So we really want to thank you, Grandpa. And we really need to appreciate your work and show that we know you care and we are seeing the work that you are doing. And Grandma and Grandpa's friends at the table, thank you so much also for coming. And in fact, Jan, she was the first to book Sam for speaking engagements this year. So Sam is going to be speaking at Kwani's. Who is familiar with Kwani's here? We'll be speaking at Kwani's this fall, and that's his first speaking engagement that he got an invitation to. So thank you so much. So support Samspiration, because that is also to show that you should not disregard little children. We buy them candies, we go to the store and buy them good stuff, in terms of materials, glittering stuff. But there is something that you can buy for the kid that really nobody can take away from that child. It is knowledge and ability to have critical thinking, and for them to see the power they have and what they can do. It's not only about running after candies, but to see that they, at their age, they can also make a difference. And I encourage those of you with young kids to work with the teachers in the classroom. For him, I worked with his teachers. We're always, if I want to scare him, I say, okay, I'm going to test your teacher. He doesn't like to hear that. And the teacher said the same thing. He doesn't want the teacher to call mom or test mom that is not acting well in school. So, that is one of the things we do, or that we as parents can do to help our kids focus. And those little work they bring home, that we just take their artwork and throw somewhere. Sometimes we are moving around the place and we want to trash one thing. That's the thing we trash. we don't think about the value in those things. So please, if you have kids who are still drawing, keep their drawings. His book comprised of his artwork from school. So keep those. They are things that they can use to inspire other children. They are things that they can use themselves to look at themselves and see, oh, so I can do this. And if you look at those nice flowers on the tables, I hope you will buy those flowers. We don't want to keep them, so please get them home. Those are his artwork on the cup. You see, from school to book, and from one book to two books, because somebody looked at the book and said this will be a good book for kids who have gone through trauma. And then we're also told, oh, you know, you can make coloring book out of this. And we made coloring book, thanks to Dr. Atika Taina in the room. So now we have the picture book and the coloring book for kids. And one of the things we want to do with the book is to donate to children's hospitals and clinics. So if you have a name for a clinic or hospital or behavioral center where they work with children who have gone through trauma, we want the name of such clinics so we can donate copies of his books to them for those children to use. And also, please support the authors who are here tonight. I'm going through the room. Who have I not mentioned? Okay, Anne. So Anne is Nate's mom. And really, Nate's story inspired me because I was like, what? At this age, 22 brain, like they pop your head open like that, 22 times, and this person is still able to do a book and is a kid. And some of us adults have not gone through anything. I'm like, oh, I'm so stressed. And we're like, oh, I don't have the time. I'm busy and busy and busy. You know, let's start creating the time, because our life, there are so many lives dependent on our own life. And there are so many people who will be inspired by what we may take for granted, or something we may take as a pain. There are people that will be inspired by that and know that their life can turn around. So I really commend you, mom and dad, and sister and grandma on the table. Is that grandma? So thank you so much for the support. And Laurie, thank you so much for coming, and Laurie's friend, right? Thank you. And then Uncle Dr. Charles. Oh, how would I forget the man who cut my teeth, Professor Joseph Imbele. Professor Joseph Imbele introduced me to self-publishing in 2009. At that time, I had just documented my story as a victim of human trafficking and domestic violence. And I granted a newspaper interview. He read it and called me and said, hey, I can show you how to get your book published. I was like, oh, really? How? Because I'd already sent a proposal to a publisher, and they told me no, because they've had enough for the year. And then he said, oh, just come over to Northfield. And he was showing me, I was acting like I was getting what he was saying, but I had no clue what he was saying. And I was having a headache, and I was praying hard, let this be over so I can go home. And he was so patient, he considered, like, oh Lord, let him just say, okay, Bukola, you can go now and do this by yourself. So at last he said, you know what, you can go home and practice again and call me. So I was like, oh, thank God. First, I need to take a break for some time because my head hurt. I did, and I went back to it and kept trying and trying and trying. And I published that first book. When it came, I couldn't believe that a real book was coming into my hand. And he even said, oh, come, you know, he said something. He said, you know, when you become a published author, your book is like tomatoes and peppers. You take it like those women who hug to sell. I was like, oh, really? He said, yes, so don't worry about that, just keep going. And he invited me to share his tables with him when he's at event, trying to coach me on, as an author, how to be promoting your book so you can make sale and people can know about your story. So I was going, and I'm so grateful. You find, a good teacher when the student is exceptional. And now I can say that indeed Professor Mbele is a great teacher, because I've published 7 books since 2009. And Elle magazine is the 8th, and I have also helped others to publish their books. I published Sam's books. I've had people calling about Sam's book, how I got it illustrated and how they want to illustrate their own books. And I've helped others outside of Minnesota. Uncle here tonight representing Deborah. Deborah, I helped her to publish her first book and her second book. And the book you saw on the screen with Deborah, she had it as a sheet of paper. She had, this sheet of paper, she was trying to explain something. And I was looking at products in her hand. So I said to her, Deborah, that is a book in your hand. She said, how? I said, that is a book. Let me give you this example. And I said, do this, do this, do this. And then we made it into a book for kids. And it's a book that adults can use because it's about money and how to manage your money. Most of the time, we're not taught how to manage our money. We just kind of learn it, as we go. Or when we get into trouble, then we're learning budgeting. It's good to get them early to start learning about budgeting. And that was what she did with that book for kids. And it's a book that adults can also use. And Yvette had published some books before I worked with her to publish 2 other books, I think, last year. And I've been doing that now, helping people to publish their books because Dr. Mbele showed me the way. So I'm very, very grateful. Thank you so much, sir, for the opportunity. I'm my new BFF. Raise your hands. So I met her at an event. Actually, Dr. Tyner gave me the opportunity to go to speak. It was an event for women who have gone through domestic violence and hardship, and they were having graduation. So we met at Teresa's Living. If you don't know about Teresa's Living in St. Paul, please check them out. She and her friend, they are board members. And, that night was a great night because I saw women with inspiring stories and their children and how they were really happy that night, that they had something in the community to help them move forward. And most of the time when we hear about domestic violence, we only think about the emergency needs. But the survivors need more than that immediate emergency need. It's a long, long journey and so many things to be done for the person to keep moving forward. So thank you so much. And of course, my dear friend from the TV, Sharon Carson. I met Sharon at North Metro TV, and she interviewed me, I think twice. And since then, we've connected, and she's always supporting. So thank you so much for your support. I appreciate. And my lipstick woman, today I'm wearing 2 lipsticks. So one is by Mary Kay, and it's called Love Me Pink. So I don't need to tell you which one is the Love Me Pink you see on me. And, the Love Me Pink actually is used to support domestic violence. And, Jane, I met Jane, where did we even meet? At an event, yes, at an event. And she had me to do a drawing, and I did, and won $35. And since then, we've connected, and she's been so supportive. See, she's here tonight to give free gifts out, so thank you so much. She came with her colleague, thank you. And of course, BK. Do you know who BK is? Senior BK. She was my senior in secondary school. We call it secondary school because middle school and high school is put together. It's called secondary school back in Nigeria. So she was my senior in secondary school, and we reconnected in Minnesota, and she has been very, very supportive. So thank you so much. Thank you. And, of course, my fabulous son, a shy Samuel. I wrote in my first book that he is my consolation. Indeed, he is. And I'm very grateful for this child God gave to me. He is indeed my consolation. Yes. So again, how will I miss you, Laura? Laura, oh Lord. Laura, we did a TV production class together, and she decided to be volunteering for me. It's been a couple of years now. And not only her, but she brought her whole family to volunteer. That time, Sam was in the car seat. So you see, it's been a while, because Sam is 11 years old now. Sam used to be in the car seat when we go in the cold to the studio to produce a show to shed light on the issue of human trafficking. And I'm really grateful for all your support. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless you. Please, before you go, make sure you check out the vendors, support them, and eat the food, please. Thank you again.
Thank you.